Hello fellow plastic throwers, this is Fulcrum, and in today's review video we're going to be having a look at my Ares Amoeba CCR Carbine. So let's head over to the bench and have a closer look at this thing. This gun is mostly constructed out of a very solid sturdy polymer which gives it a nice light weight of 1.7 kilograms, which is 3.8 pounds. With the stock folded, the gun is about 38 centimeters long, which is around 15 inches. With the stock unfolded, the gun becomes 60 centimeters long, which is 24 inches long, which is also 2 feet. Being an M4, you have an M4 style selector switch with safe, semi and full auto. You also have your standard non-ambidextrous M4 button magazine release. The bolt release is just for show, and the charging handle is a standard M4 charging handle, which allows you to access the rotary style hop unit underneath the dust cover. You have a fluted mag well with a textured front, and it feeds from standard M4 magazines. I've not encountered a M4 mag which this thing doesn't feed from. As we've already mentioned, this gun has a folding stock which clicks outwards and folds out nicely. It's nice and solid and I like it. It's a nice solid stock, and to fold it again you just push this button in and it folds around the side. In the hinge of the stock you have a quick change spring system. I haven't had any reason to use it, but I'm sure it works fine. On the front of the gun we have a small rail system, and on top of the gun we have a rail segment which doubles up as iron sights, which are front post rear notch. On the front end of this gun we have a 14mm clockwise thread, which is righty tighty lefty loosey. Unfortunately, a lot of the suppressors I've got are not reversible. They don't have a 14mm clockwise thread, they have 14mm counterclockwise, which is a bit annoying. One thing I will say, I found that with this gun it's incredibly easy to over tighten a suppressor on the front to the point where you need one of those rubber bottle openers to remove it, so be careful of that. To access the battery compartment of this gun, you want to grab hold of this front cap, push these buttons in and slide it off. And as you can see, the battery sits inside the rail segment along the top. I run a 9.6 volt 1800 milliamp hour stick battery. I'm sure you could probably stuff a LiPo in there if you wanted, but I found that the 9.6 volt NIMH 1800 milliamp hour works absolutely fine. For sling points on this gun, you have 2 on the stock and 1 on the stock hinge. I personally use this one with a single point sling. The gearbox in this gun is a standard version 2 with an Ares EFCS MOSFET, which is electronic fire and control system. And with an external programmer, you can program the MOSFET to do burst fire or to lock it to semi-auto. I don't have that programmer, I don't really need it. I use this gun almost exclusively on semi-auto, which the MOSFET is more than capable of handling. It has not once locked up on me. It's incredibly crisp and sharp with the trigger response. However, as is the case with all MOSFETs, make sure you take the battery out before you put it into storage. I've killed about 4 batteries because I've forgotten to take them out, so make sure you disconnect the battery when you are not using this thing. The fire rate of this gun is relatively slow, probably about 650 rounds a minute. It's not that fast at all. However, I don't need it to be because I mostly use it on semi-auto, and even then it's a nice adequate fire rate. I don't need it any faster. However, the range of this gun is ridiculous and the accuracy astonishing. According to Ares, this has a 603 tight bore in it, so even though it's a tiny little barrel, it is a 603 tight bore. On top of that, the hot arm appears to have an H nub cut into it, and those two features combined with the incredibly consistent velocity make this gun incredibly accurate over an incredible distance. Now, this gun has had several thousand rounds through it, and even then it still performs incredibly well. It's incredibly accurate, incredibly consistent. It goes toe to toe with some DMRs, for God's sake. Whatever you're doing, Ares, keep up the good work, because I would definitely recommend that you pick up an Ares Amoeba CCR Carbine. Ridiculous range, ridiculous accuracy. It weighs less than 2 kilograms. It's very small, very lightweight, incredibly reliable, and it was only £180. But the performance of this is absolutely absurd. You're going to be going toe to toe with a lot of high-end guns out there with this thing. It's absolutely absurd. So yes, I would definitely recommend one of these. It's absolutely amazing. So that's it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. And if you don't want to miss out on any new content, then make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon. I just want to quickly thank you guys for reaching 14 subscribers. No, it's a small amount, but you know, you've got to start from somewhere. So thank you very much for the continued support. Makes this worth it. And I'm glad to see you guys are enjoying my content. And as always, guys, play fair, play safe, take care.